This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about Chad Johnson, or Chad Ochocinco, I should call him, saying the Eagles are playing Possum. Also, Javon Hargrave said the Eagles practice a little soft in lamer terms, and also a Jalen Hurts update on his finger, and it's good news. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's just talk about Jalen Hurts really quick. Jalen Hurts got the X-rays for his finger. We all know the classic. Look like he's sticking up his middle finger, but it's dislocated. So the fear was that it might been fractured or a bone might been broken, and it was just a simple dislocation. So there's no structural damage. So the finger might be taped, and far as the reports out there, the worst that can happen is that his deep ball might be affected just a little bit. If his finger was fractured, then that would have been a whole nother problem. But no bone damage. That's really good. So he should be good to go. And having an extra day off. So Monday night, we should be good to go. So yeah, man, luckily no structural damage. We already dealt with a major injury during that MetLife game. So it's good that our quarterback left that game, you could say, somewhat healthy. All right, so let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about Javon Hargrave. So Javon Hargrave, I guess he making a press run with the 49ers, and he was asked, what's the difference between the Eagles and 49ers? But this is what he had to say.
From Philly to here.
Uh, I hate to say, it's just like, uh, it's kind of the same. It's kind of similar because I think we all was very close. Like even in Philly, it's very close. Like, everybody was pretty tight. But I can say it's like extremely harder. Like practices, like even like
Here?
it's more. Yeah,
Yeah,
here
yeah, yeah.
very more demanding.
Yeah, we
I think it's like more so like how people call like the Golden State culture and the Miami Heat.
yeah,
Over here is the Miami Heat. Over there is the Golden State because it's
yeah,
more chill, more relaxed.
yeah,
You chilling. Over here, nah, it's work.
yeah.
It's like every day you about to get it. Like Cal, I feel like Cal is like the Pat Riley. Like it's just like you know what you're getting over here. Like everybody
Yeah.
can't make it over here for sure.
Hey man, I can I'll be I can honestly say he has calmed down throughout the years too. Because when he first got here, we were establishing that culture. Like before we had like our guys, like our vets, bruh. It was even way harder. Training
I
camp,
believe it.
OTAs was training camp, boy.
Yeah, because when I first got here, I was looking at this kind of crazy, like some of the stuff we was doing. Like I can't believe y'all doing all this right now.
And then
So,
our schemes too. They're up them like they fly off the ball, we fly off the ball. It just create like woo,
man,
yeah,
a war
create a war out there.
every day. So like, yeah, you don't understand until you really in it though.
For
Like,
sure.
yeah, it's definitely a little difference from that standpoint.
He said, the 49ers practice extremely harder than the Eagles. And I've seen a lot of people mad at this. This is one of the things, I guess I'm going out on a limb by myself. I'm actually not mad at it, because one thing I can say about the Eagles, and maybe the injuries are, piling up a little bit now, is because we just played basically two straight long seasons, and then you going into the playoffs. But since the Nick Sirianni era, this team been pretty much healthy because of the quote unquote softer practice. What's the big difference between the 49ers and the Eagles? They practice harder, we don't. But we stay healthier than the 49ers. They don't. So it's a reason why they don't stay healthy, because they practice hard. Trust me, they play hard. It definitely shows on the field. But Debo's out all the time. We know Brock Purdy dealt with injury. Remember last year they lost all their quarterbacks because those hard practice, and they lose guys a lot, I will say. 49ers lose guys a lot and the Eagles really don't. So I'm not mad at it. It depends on what type of guy you are. But because our team is not physical and because we've been missing a lot of tackles and this and that, maybe we should take it up a notch far as practice and not be too lackadaisical. Because remember, the Sidney Brown called them out. Like, yo, what happens in practice is something we're starting to show on the field. And maybe he's talking about the missed tackles and look like we're playing quote unquote soft. Yes, we should take it up a notch just a bit, but to go extremely hard like the 49ers, I think that's a bad idea, in my opinion. Because even when A.J. Brown was in Tennessee, he had injury problems there. Remember, it was hard for him to cross 1K yards because he had missed a couple games here and there because Tennessee practiced hard. So I'm not too like, oh man, the Eagles are practicing too soft. Maybe they practicing too soft, and again, they should take it up a notch. But to go extremely hard and then get guys hurt, and then we're gonna be complaining about why they practicing so hard. So I don't know, man. I think we should keep it how it is because remember the Doug Peterson era. There's a lot of guys hurt, and I think that came from hard practice, then having older players and going into the season, and we dealt with a lot of injuries. But far as the Nick Sirianni era, we've been pretty much healthy. All right, so let's talk about Chad Ochocinco and what he had to say. He think the Eagles are playing possum, but let me go ahead and play this clip.
Cold in Miami, but I'm excited to go to Philly. I hope it's snowing too. I hope it's snowing. I know my Eagles fans. I know y'all upset. I think they're gonna fix it. I think the Eagles players, I think they playing possum. I know what they doing. They allowing their bodies to reset. They allowing their minds to mentally reset. And watch what happen come playoff time. Watch what happen next week. Watch what I tell you. I tell you no lie. I lie for you before I lie to you. Watch what them boys do. I know it. I'm familiar with their game. I know what they doing. Eagles fans, I tell you, I know what I'm talking about now. Now watch.
It's one of those things I got to see it to believe it, because my theory would be somewhat like Dallas Goedert's theory. And actually, let me go ahead and play Dallas Goedert's theory about the Eagles.
We had a long season last year, and I just know everybody in this locker room is ready to go to work for the playoffs. And ever since, what was it, 4 or 5 weeks ago when we clinched the playoffs, I think everybody's just been waiting for the playoffs. So not something that is a great thing, but I think everybody's going to be ready to go, and I think we're going to show the world what we're capable of.
He said since the Eagles found out they clinched, we went softer. Like we just like, well, it is what it is. We're in. Let's just worry about the tournament. Now, my theory would be like, well, the Eagles never cared about seeding. They just wanted to get to the playoffs, and that's it. But the questions I will ask, you did basically fire your defensive coordinator. So I don't think it's that simple of, oh, these guys got lackadaisical because they just ready for the tournament. I think we just been playing bad football. But if we, for some reason, blow out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and compete the second round, I will say, yeah, man, it was simply as that. We just didn't care anymore once we found out we was in the tournament. We just like, well, we in. Let's just get in and do what we have to do. I mean, again, my whole theory of this team will change, but I highly doubt that's the case. They not getting my hopes up again. No, I got to see it to believe it. I got to see it to believe it, man. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? A lot of clips in this one. Yeah, so far as what Chad Ochocinco said, are the Eagles playing possum? I say no. Again, see it to believe it, man. If they are playing possum, I'll be happy about that. But then I will still be mad because you play with our hearts the whole year. Dallas Goedert believe possibly that. He worded it better than Chad Ochocinco, but I believe Dallas Goedert is saying the same thing. Like, yeah, we just playing possum because we just ready for the tournament. Jalen Hurts, he will be good. He will be good to go. Hey, we got a healthy quarterback going into Tampa Monday. And Javon Hargrave, how do you feel about it? Again, I'm not too mad about this softer practice, but I just realized I'm on a limb by myself. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.